So are you also still drafting all these scripts manually? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to create a perfect video scripts for webinars using an AI agent. So over here I regularly conduct webinars, and for that we regularly used to write these scripts manually. But this is such a tedious and a time consuming process, right? So to solve this problem I've simply created this automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add my webinar details in my spreadsheet, automatically my AI agent, which is OpenAI, is going to generate me the video scripts. And further I can add that video script into a Google Doc and then back again into the Google Sheets so that my team can review and edit it. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Google Docs, and then once again Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this automation or this connection for your own business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video I'll show you how to create high converting video scripts for your webinars using an AI agent inside Pabbly. So whether you're promoting a course, a product, or a live training, this AI powered setup will help you to structure your scripts with a strong hook, clear value proposition, and persuasive call to action. It saves time and ensure every script is tailored to your target audience and objective. So let's get started with a really simple example. Let's say that I'm just going to add the webinar title, the target audience, the objective, the duration, and then the key points right over here. And after adding all of this, my AI agent is going to generate me a script. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds till my AI agent is going to generate me the script and add the script link right over here in this column of my spreadsheet. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds, and yes, over here you can see that my AI agent has successfully generated the video script and added it right over here. So yes, I'm just going to open this right over here, and yes, over here you can see the video script has been generated and added right over here, and as you can see that it is tailored to the details which we entered right over here in my spreadsheet. So yes, this is the automation which we are going to create in today's video to generate video scripts in seconds and in real time without any manual efforts. And if you also want to generate these amazing video scripts, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, I've simply opened the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy, and as soon as we're going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in, and as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and as soon as we're going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are simply going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create perfect video scripts for webinars using AI agent. And then we are simply going to click on this button right over here which says create, and as soon as we're going to click on this create right over here, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets. Sheets. So I'm simply going to search for Google Sheets, and as you can see the same, so we are going to select it. Now for the trigger event, I'm just going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use the same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets account and our Pabbly Connects workflow. So I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, and then we have to follow this help text. So now I'm just going to open my spreadsheet for which I want to create this automation for. And now from here we have to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then towards this get add-ons. And after coming over here towards this get add-ons, we have to add an extension which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So we simply have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here. And as you can see the same, so we have to install this extension. So as you can see that I've already installed this extension, so it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you haven't installed this, you're going to get the option of install right over here only. You can simply install the extension right from here, and after installing this extension, you simply have to refresh this spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh the spreadsheet, otherwise you'll not be able to get the Pabbly Connect Webhooks option right over here. Now after refreshing the spreadsheet, we have to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and then towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is going to ask me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So now I'm simply going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow as a webhook URL. And now for the trigger column, I'm just going to enter the final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards my webhook URL. So for me, the trigger column is E. You have to enter the trigger column according to your spreadsheet. And after entering all of these details, we are simply going to click on this submit right over here. And yes, over here you can see setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connects workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to open my spreadsheet. We have to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and we first have to switch on this button which is send on event. It is a really important step to switch on this button which is send on event right over here. And after switching on this button, what is going to happen is that as soon as we're going to have a new event in the spreadsheet, automatically the details would be sent towards my webhook URL. So that's why we switched this button on. And after doing all of this, I'm just going to do the test submission. So I'm just going to enter the details right over here. So first I'm just going to enter the webinar title, then I'm just going to enter the target audience, the objective, the duration in minutes, and I'm just going to enter the key points right over here. So as you can see that I've successfully entered all of these details right over here. Now with this, we have successfully did the test submission. So now I'm just going to open my workflow, and yes, over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response of a test submission. You can see the same details which we entered. You can see the webinar title, you can see the target audience, you can see the objective, the key points, and also you can notice the duration in minutes. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what is going to happen is that as soon as I have a new event in the spreadsheet, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Now we're going to move forward towards our action step. What I want is I want to create perfect video scripts for webinars. So to create video scripts, I'm going to use an AI agent. So I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, which is OpenAI in this case. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI, and then we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connects workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. Alright, so I'm simply going to go towards this OpenAI API key page from the hyperlink provided. And over here you can see all the API key which I have already created in my OpenAI API key page. I'm just going to create a new. For that, I'm just going to go towards this create new secret key, and now it is asking me for the name of the key. So I'm just going to name this key as scripts. I'm just going to select the project and click on this create secret key button. And over here you can see that my secret key has been created. So I'm simply going to copy that secret key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. Like I did, you also have to do the same. You have to create an API key and paste it right over here in your workflow. And after pasting this API key, we simply have to click on this save. And as soon as we're going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connects workflow. Now it is asking me to select the AI model. So I'm simply going to select my AI model as GPT-4. You can select it according to your needs. Now we're going to move forward and now it is asking me to enter the prompt. Alright, so now I'm just going to enter my prompt right over here. So now I'm just going to enter my prompt as this right over here. Create a professional and engaging webinar script based on the following details and the rest of the prompt. Over here you can see I'm just going to enter my webinar details. First I'm just going to enter the webinar title. But we are not going to enter the webinar title manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of a trigger application only, and as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm simply going to map the webinar title right over here. I'm just going to open the response and map it. Same we are going to do with the target audience and the rest of the details too. I'm just going to map all of these details one by one. I'm just going to map the objective right over here, and now I'm just going to map the duration also in minutes right over here. So I'm just going to map the duration. Minutes would be static, and I'm just going to map the key points to cover. So I'm just going to map it right from here. And after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request, and as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request button right over here, it is going to generate me a perfect video script for my webinar. So we have to wait for a few seconds till it is generating me the video script. So yes, over here you can see that we have received this response, and over here you can see the whole script which we have received. So yes, with this we have successfully completed the generation of the video script. Now what I want is I'm just going to add that same video script right over here in my spreadsheet, right? So to do this, first I'm just going to create a Google document of this script, and for that I'm just going to add another action step right over here. And now for my action application, I'm just going to select it as Google Docs. So I'm just going to simply search for it and select it, and for the action event I'm just going to select it as create a blank document, and then we are simply going to click on this connect right over here. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Docs account with your Pabbly Connects workflow, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button right over here which says sign in with Google. And as soon as we're going to click on this sign in with Google, over here you can see it is asking me to select my Gmail account. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account right over here, and now Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow, Pabbly is safe. And now with this we have successfully connected our Google Docs account with our Pabbly Connects workflow. And now it is asking me for the document name. So I want to name my document as the webinar title. So I'm simply going to map it right over here and click on this save and send test request button. And yes, with this we have successfully created a blank document with this name. And now I'm just going to move on towards my next action step, which is adding the video script in this blank document. So I'm just going to add another action step. Once again, I'm just going to select my action application as Google Docs. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as append a paragraph to a document and click on this connect. So recently I've connected my Google Docs, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And yes, over here it is asking me for the document in which I want to insert the text. So instead of selecting the document, I'm just going to map it so that this can turn dynamic. So I'm just going to switch on this mapping button and we're going to map this document ID. So I'm just going to search for document ID right over here. So as you can see that this is my document ID, so I'm simply going to map it. And as soon as we're going to map this document ID, my field has turned dynamic. And I'm just going to insert the text which we received. Over here you can see message content. So I'm just going to map the script too, and now I'm just going to simply click on this save and send test request. And yes, over here you can see that we have received a positive response that we have successfully added this into our document. So now I'm just going to open my Google Docs account and check for the new document created and the script added into that document. Alright, so I'm just going to open my Google Docs account, and over here you can see that a new document has been created with the same webinar title, and over here the script has also been added. So yes, with this we have successfully added the script into the Google Docs. But now what I want is I'm just going to add this same Google Docs link right over here in my spreadsheet. Alright, so to do this I'm just going to add another action step, and first we have to make this document a shareable one. And to make this document a shareable one, I'm just going to search for Google Drive as my action application. For the action event, I'm just going to select it as share a file with anyone and click on this connect. Once again it is asking me for the same, so if you have already connected your Google Drive account, you can click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. You have to give probably all the permissions it is asking for, and then your Google Drive account would be connected. So over here I've already connected my Google Drive account, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And as soon as we're going to click on this save, over here it is asking me for the file ID. So once again, instead of selecting it, I'm just going to map it. So I'm just going to switch on this mapping button and map the document ID right from here. Once again, I've turned this field as a dynamic one. And now after mapping this document ID, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request button given right over here. And now with this, we have successfully received this web view link. This means that I've successfully made this document a shareable one. And I'm just going to map this same web view link in my spreadsheet right over here. Alright, for that I'm just going to add another action step. For the action application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets. And now for the action event, I have to select it as update cell value. So I'm just going to search for it and select it, and then we simply have to click on this connect. Once again, I've already connected my Google Sheets account, so I'm simply going to click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to go towards this add a new connection and then sign in with Google. Alright, so as soon as you're going to do so, automatically my Google Sheets account is also connected, and now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet and the sheet. So here you can see the name of my spreadsheet is scripts for webinar, so I'm just going to select the same spreadsheet right over here. And you have to keep in mind that you have to select the same spreadsheet and the sheet you want to create this automation for. So I've successfully selected the same spreadsheet and the sheet, and now it is asking me for the range. So here you can see that I want to update this cell value, which is F4. Alright, so I'm just going to enter the same range right over here, which is F4, but we can't enter it as static right over here because now I want to update F4, but with new details added, I wanted to update F5, F6, F7, F8 like this, right? So you must notice that the column is static but the row is moving. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to enter F as static right over here, which is the column, but I'm just going to map the row index so that the row keeps moving with every new response. So as you can see that I've successfully mapped this row index, and now it is asking me for the value. So for the value, I'm just going to open my Google Drive response and map this, which is web view link. You have to keep in mind that you also have to map this web view link only. And now we have to click on this save and send test request, and yes, you can see that we have received the positive response. And I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and over here you can see the document link has been added right over here, and as you can see that this is the same document, and with this we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what is going to happen is that as soon as I'm just going to enter the webinar details right over here, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the video script for the same. We're going to add that video script into the Google Docs, and further we are going to make that Google Doc a shareable one and add that Google Doc link into a spreadsheet once again, so that my team can review and edit it further from the spreadsheet only. Yes, now we don't have to come back in again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. Like I showed you in the starting of the video, you only have to add the details, and within seconds in real time the AI generated script would be added right over here without any manual efforts. So yes, this was it for the video, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, everyone. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.